Road to Rock, Blackwater Park by Opeth. The world of rock isn't just written with notes. It is forged in moments of chaos that hide secrets no one dares to tell. Some call it legend, others a curse. Turn up the volume. This is Road to Rock, and this is the story of Blackwater Park by Opeth. By 2001, Opeth were no longer just a Swedish extreme metal band with progressive ambitions. They were turning into a band that could stretch a song like a film real slow, violent, quiet, and then suddenly enormous. Blackwater Park is where that approach stops being a promise and becomes a finished weapon. The core writing force was Mikael Åkerfeldt. He was chasing contrast on purpose, not simply heavy versus soft, but clarity versus dirt, space versus pressure. The riffs are built to feel physical, like the guitar is tuned low enough to scrape the floor, then snapped tight into precise, moving shapes. And underneath it, Martin Mendes holds the low end steady, more anchor than showpiece, letting the guitars do the shifting while the bass keeps the room from tipping over. The big sound choice is how the track refuses a single identity. It opens with that tense, circular figure, then locks into a mid-paced churn that sounds almost conservative until the drumming starts turning corners. Martin Lopez does not just keep time here. He leads transitions like a driver in bad weather, easing the band into odd accents, then slamming the brakes for those sudden stops. When the song drops into clean passages, the band does not treat them like an intermission. They sound like part of the same story, tracked with an intimacy that makes the next heavy section hit harder. A key reason it turned out this way is where they recorded and who was behind the desk. They worked at Studio Fredman in Gothenburg with producer Fredrik Nordstrom. That studio was known for tight, modern metal tones, but Opeth were pushing for something wider and more dynamic, with clean guitars that actually breathe. Getting that balance was not always a smooth conversation. This was a band asking for extreme metal weight without crushing the soft parts, and that meant decisions on guitar layering, on how dry the drums should feel, on how much grit to leave in Mikael's vocal takes when he shifts from clean to harsh. Listen to the structure and you can hear the intent. The heavy sections are not just riffs lined up in a row. They interlock, returning in altered forms, like a theme scene under different light. The clean center feels almost suspended the pick noise, the air around the notes, then the ending drags you back into distortion with a controlled fury that never quite resolves. It is progressive, but not flashy. It is arranged to keep your nerves awake. Inside the band, this period was also about defining what Opeth were willing to be. The more they leaned into acoustic space and long-form writing, the more some metal audiences questioned it. Were they getting too calm, too clever? Blackwater Park answers with force. It is not compromise. It is proof that sophistication can be brutal. And when the song hit live, it became a measuring stick. Not every band can carry that many shifts on stage without losing tension. Opeth could, because the track is built like architecture. Each passage is a load-bearing wall. Blackwater Park did not change Opeth with a single hook. It changed them by making their full range undeniable: the growl, the harsh, the discipline, and the risk, all in one long, coherent strike. Subscribe to the channel and smash that like.